From surgically modified bodies to becoming a millionaire in a day business, do we even know what's real anymore? Every day we are faced with the next best thing when we're just trying to become healthier, wealthier, and happy. What the fuck is real? What the fuck is true? What the fuck are you supposed to believe about yourself and your success while trying to build something that actually lasts? Welcome to What the Fuck is Beauty Anyway, the podcast. I am your host, Jen Carrasco, founder of Virago Studio, a fitness champion, IFBB pro figure competitor, a skincare line creator, and a serial entrepreneur. Well, and I'm an overall business coach. After years of building businesses from the ground up, I am here to help you with society's standards and, well, to use your beauty within to build something that is truly you and truly impactful. So now let's dive in. What is going on, guys? So today we are going to talk about what the hell do you keep under your hood? So what I mean by that is, I get a lot of questions, especially from a lot of individuals, just, how did you get so far? Where can I start to get to the next level? How did you succeed so fast? All of these questions. And I don't know, many of people know that I coach actually a lot of entrepreneurs. I coach athletes as well as business. And I have a lot of questions that I ask people before I even will take you as a client. And a lot of that is just to see if we can mentally work together and we have that mindset together mentally. Because honestly, I'm pretty tough and I'm not, your average preppy entrepreneur chick. I'm very in your face. I like it blunt. I want you to give it to me straight up. Tell me exactly how it feels. And sometimes, you don't always work the best with people that are not on that level. And so today I really want to dive in deep about, what is under your hood? What is under your hood as an entrepreneur or even an athlete? It's pretty much, what do you think of yourself and what can you do to accomplish and set in those goals to be, mentally tough going forward? Because being an athlete, it's freaking hard. You mentally have to be tough. That's why I think an athlete and an entrepreneur, a business person, if they have that same mindset, they can accomplish anything that they want to in life because they think outside the box, they work to the extreme, and they're always going to dominate no matter what. And so when I take clients, I thoroughly want to make sure that we're going to work together. So I wanted to go over a couple of the questions that I ask, and it's a long slew of questions. So I'm going to go over them, and the ones that I really kind of want to dive in deeper, I'm going to go over. But my questions to everybody is, what do you have under your hood? So number one is, how committed am I? That is a question that it trumps a lot of people. How committed are you? How focused are you? I know that when I set to do a figure competition or I have a competition coming up, I am determined and I am focused. I don't know if many of you guys know this. It was on one of my previous episodes that I am so focused that I came down with shingles literally 3 weeks before the Arnold Australia, and I still pushed through it, and I still did it. And I still placed pretty damn good. So the thing is that how committed are you in your business endeavors? Meaning that, like my last episode, I talked about there is no plan B, there's only plan A, and you see plan A out in every single obstacle that you possibly can. There's many of times that my businesses have failed, but I hit in a different angle and it caused that business to bump up into the 7 figures. So that is the number one question I ask everybody is, how committed am I? The next question is, what's my value proposition? So your value proposition could be in your fitness, your business. That is a great tool. So write these down. Write down every single question that I'm asking. And I want you to journal that. And that is going to give you a great idea of where your head is at, entrepreneurial-wise, fitness-wise, or even relationship-wise. I mean, you can change these questions to fit into a relationship category. So the next question is, am I clearly communicating my value proposition? So you should always be explaining to yourself mentally what is going on. My next question I always ask is my product or service a real business? Not every product that's out there, not every service that's out there, I thoroughly think can be a true, real business. And it's about taking what you think it is and tweaking it to where it could be something completely different than somebody around the corner has. Next question. What makes my product different from the competition? That is a fabulous question. So, for instance, I'm going to take, for many of you, I don't know if you know that I am a First Form Legionnaire athlete. So I'm going to take this into consideration. First Form is a supplement company. There's many supplement companies that is out there. But what is the difference between their product and their competitor's product? The fact is that I go with First Form, because they're good people. They go over and beyond. And I know that I'm always going to get quality service with them. So that makes them completely different than a competitor that offers the same thing as they do. Next thing, how much power do my customers have? The reason why I say that is this is a good question, is that you don't not necessarily want your customers to have power over how you are dictating your business. But you should always take into consideration what they suggest that you should be doing within your business. But don't let them crutch your business. Next one, how much power do my suppliers have? Same answer as my last question. Just make sure that your product or what you're carrying, if you're getting that from that supplier, you can manufacture that product yourself or find that product through somebody else. Next question, what is my appetite for risk? As a serial entrepreneur, a true entrepreneur in business, this is a huge question because honestly, you don't take risk in factor. A lot of times, because I have failed numerous of times, I seem to think back and question myself a lot with little things or mistakes that I think that I'm making. Where my other half that does business with me, he's a risk taker. So he doesn't think of those things. He only thinks of winning. And that is his only concept, is the fact that he's going to win regardless. So if you truly want to succeed in your business, you need to realize that you better have a good appetite to possibly fail, because it could happen. Those are risks with this. What is the smartest way to fund my operation? This is something that a lot of people don't understand until it gets to the point to where you need to excel your business and you need that financing. A lot of people do not scale their business properly to be able to get the financing they need when they get to that point. Let me tell you, I have been there and done that. I have learned in processes of growing what to do, how to start scaling, and when we start those transitions. Am I outsourcing the right tasks? This is a great question, especially in business as you grow. When you're growing, you need to make sure that you are handing off situations that you should not be doing because you're going to eventually burn yourself out. There is procedures, there is strategies that you put into place as your business grows. And there's ways that you need to make sure that it falls underlying to certain people. I've learned a lot of this in my EOS training, which I highly, highly recommend that you definitely read that book. It is an amazing, amazing book. I will post that on my social media platform. You can check out my IG at Jen Carrasco. I will post that on there. It's called Traction Tools. It's a great system for any business. Next question is, who is my role model? The reason why I think that is so beneficial is because we each have to have a role model. Now, I have several role models in my life. I have a role model for how I want my partnership to be with my significant other. I have a role model of my fitness career and what I gravitate towards. I have a role model who I listen about all my nutrition, my mindset. I have a role model, actually I have several role models to help me with my business endeavors. So you need to have several role models. And honestly, in order to succeed in business, I feel you actually need several business coaches because you need to learn so many different avenues. It takes so many different minds to get you to that next level. So next question is, am I measuring the right things? You really need to make sure, for instance, like my skincare studios, measuring the right things, meaning you need to take into consideration how much you're spending on each one. So if this facial isn't producing what this facial is doing, is it worth keeping and buying these products for this facial if it just sits on the shelf and I am not thoroughly, using that product or generating money through that product? So those are things that you need to analyze in your business. So that is why you should be doing, I always say, like a quarterly checklist going through your business and strategizing everything. Next question is, do I have the right people? Now, a lot of people get stuck with keeping people because they're good at their position or they know what they're doing or they don't want to train somebody. But they don't seem to understand that that person is cancerous in their business. Or they don't oversee and look upon their business as what is actually helping their business or detouring their business. This is a huge lesson that I've had to learn time and time again with all of my businesses. This is something that will make or break your business, and this is something that will make and break your expansion of your business. This is something you really, really need to give some thought into. Next question. Are incentives aligned with my business goals? That is something I thoroughly think that you need to write down what your business goals are, what your personal goals are, where you want to achieve or what you want to achieve, and what your exit strategy is. These are huge things that people do not consider when they get into business. And this is something that I've actually seen several people, especially right now. I've bought up a couple businesses and I've noticed that these businesses that I bought up, they do not have exit strategies. They never thought of their end result and they never thought of where they would be. And it's really sad because mom and pop people come in with this passion and this love and they want to grow this thing and they put everything into it and all of their emotions. But what they don't understand is you can't sell emotions when you sell a business. You have to have a strategy. You have to have an end. This is huge. I definitely recommend that you guys really think about why you're getting into business and not think emotionally about your business. Do I have the right customers? Now, that is a fabulous question. The reason why I state that is because you defined your customers. Just like I tell you, when I do coaching for fitness, entrepreneurs, business, mental toughness, I choose my clients. The reason why I choose my clients is because I know who I'm going to get along with. But let's go to my skincare industry. So my clientele, say for my V skincare line that I have, right? My clientele, I know, has to make a certain amount of money to probably buy these products. Because A, the products are highly beneficial, but the ingredients are extremely expensive because they're high quality premium products. So I know my market has to be somebody who makes over a certain amount of money as an income. So I have to have my avatar to have my perfect client to sell my perfect products to. This is what you need to look at in business. You need to look at that as even your fitness, your mental toughness is you need to find your perfect avatar, your perfect client that fits your needs. Because if they fit your needs, they will want you to help them. Next question. Are my assumptions still reasonable? So I'm sure many of you guys have heard this before. Assumptions make us assholes. So are your assumptions reasonable? Honestly, when I got into business, I never thought in a million years that I would be at the level that I was or that I am. And I knew that I wanted to change lives. I knew that I wanted to make an impact. And I knew what my drive was in me. But I never made assumptions of where I would be or reasonable assumptions. If I set limits on myself, I would have never gotten my pro card. I would have never been in the Arete Syndicate. I would have never been, speaking at live events or coaching people or setting business strategies up for people. I would never be that if I looked back to where I was and had an assumption and a reasonable one of where I would be now. Next question. This one is actually a great question. Am I truly harnessing technology? Now, I am getting better with technology, but not super savvy. So like I said before, when one of my last questions was, you need to start delegating things to other people. In order for your business to succeed, you need to advance technology. And if you're not tech savvy, you need to find somebody that is, and you need to harness that, and you need to start launching off of that. You need a group to help you grow. You need a tribe. Just like raising a child, you need a tribe to raise a child. It's the same thing with your business. Even being an athlete or a mental toughness, anything you need, it's going to take a tribe to help you to get there. Next question. Am I thinking big enough? So this goes back to pretty much the last question that I went over, that, being reasonable. I think where I am now, and I look back and I look at pretty much, my friendships, who I surround myself with. At one point in my life, I wasn't thinking big enough. But let me tell you, I already know who I'm going to be around and what I'm going to be in the next year. You need to have that mental clarity, and you need to think every single day who you are, where you're going to be, and what you have. So my little trick of what I do is before I go to bed at night, I write down 5 things that I'm going to accomplish the following day. That gives me a checklist of the 5 things that I get done. Then when I wake, and then with that, I also write 5 things that I'm grateful for that happened that day. Then when I wake up in the morning, I revisit that and I write down 5 things that I'm going to be thankful for that day. The reason why I do that is because it trains my brain into a positive aspect. I'm thinking big. I'm thinking what I'm going to achieve. I have a checklist that needs to be done. And a lot of times I get more of that done than what I need to through the day. Next question. Can the business function day to day without me? Now, when you first start off in a business, it's not going to happen that way. But after a couple of years in business, you should be planning your business structure to work that way. With all businesses, you should do that. The reason why I have failed in the past is because I did not have the knowledge to do that. I did not have the knowledge how to let go, nor did I feel capable enough to let go and let somebody else handle it. That is a step that I thoroughly implement in my structures. That is a step that will free you up, that will actually make you happy and make you enjoy life. Am I avoiding tough decisions? That is something that is your thought. It could be who you have working there, what decisions you have to make going forward. This is something, all these questions are kind of something you should be going through monthly or quarterly because they all change. Next one, and the last one, is am I burned out? This is a great question. So I just got off the phone with my marketing director today. And I told him that I'm getting burned out and I need to delegate. I'm doing all my social media platforms. I'm taking care of all these businesses. I'm running, my blogs, my Shopify. I need a structured plan. And that's the thing that segregates the average to the entrepreneur. The reasoning that you need help and the reasoning that you know what you need to do before you get burned out. Because I love what I do. I love my knowledge. I love to share. The last thing I want to do is burn myself out to where I cannot provide value for anybody. That is a huge question for yourself. With my skincare, I did that for 21 years. And was I burned out? No, because I love it. But there were aspects of it that I needed to start delegating that I did not do. So that is a huge question that you need to ask yourself. So with all this, I hope that these questions helped you to analyze your business, your fitness, your mental toughness, whatever it may be. You need to sit down and you need to categorize and you need to organize your thoughts. I highly recommend that you get a journal, you write this down, you start structuring your days, and you start gearing towards your end plan. And your end plan could be anything. It could not even just be a business. It could be that you're raising kids and you want an end plan about, okay, when they go off to college or they go off to high school, what is my end plan going to be? So that way, I'm fulfilled as a mom. There's so many strategies that you can use this towards. So just remember, if you guys ever need help, shoot me a DM. You can find me. You can work with me. It's jencarrasco.com. But also, DM me and let me know any strategies like you would like me to go over. I could do a whole blog on, EOS system. We can go in a little bit deeper on that. So this is kind of like my first episode going into business structure and what I do with my clients and how I plan things out. So hopefully you guys enjoyed it and have a kick-ass week. And I will talk to you guys next week. Thanks for turning in this week. I hope that you thoroughly enjoyed this episode, and I hope you're feeling stronger mentally and physically and ready to kick some ass. As we navigate new society norms, business and beauty breakthroughs, make sure to always ask yourself, what the fuck is beauty to me? And know that's all that really matters. If you love this content today, make sure to subscribe, rate, and review. Follow me and get more info on how to work with me at jencarrasco.com. You can also find me on all of your favorite social media platforms. Now just remember, stay mentally tough.